Hello friends, today we will be doing Animal Kingdom once again. Another late day. It's already 12:32, the park opened at 9 or 8, something early. But yeah, we've already done the big things. The only real thing I want to get done today is do the Navi river ride in Pandora. Other than that, it's all just gonna be just whatever. Maybe go to dinner at Disney Springs somewhere. I don't know. We'll see.
Hi.
Good morning.
Awesome, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks.
You guys want to get a 4x4?
It's crazy how nature does that.
Remember to wash your hands frequently throughout your visit, or use the hand sanitizer dispensers provided. Thank you.
Thank you. I enjoyed the river ride. It was very ambient. I don't know how much the camera picked up, but I'm a sucker for that type of music where it just really pulls at your emotions. Ready?
Fantastic. Enjoy.
Thanks. Hello. Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day.
Thanks. Alright, so for the first time on my trip, I actually got a dessert from somewhere. And I got the blueberry cream cheese mousse. I think that's with lemon. Or passion fruit curd. But look how weird it looks. I can't wait to try it out. And then I just got the same thing I got before. Except with the charred green onion sauce instead of the creamy herb sauce. But let's start with this first, because I don't know if it's going to last out here in this temperature. I mean, just look at that. It looks like a piece of clay, like pottery clay. Ooh. I was not expecting that. So beautiful looking. What the heck is going on up there? All right, let's try this out. That is really good. It tastes like blueberry and cream cheese, and it has the texture of mousse. I'm not sure what else I was expecting. Let's try it with a little bit of the white part and the orange part. I know, let's try them all separately. Okay. So this is a bit of the orange, or the yellow part. It's pretty good. I wasn't sure at first, but it's a passion fruit curd is what they called it. Wow, that sun really came out. It's the passion fruit curd, and I like it. It's really good. Oh, and then the white part was never gonna melt. It's like dried toothpaste, or like those mints you get that are like chalk. I don't know. All right, let's try. All right. So the green square kind of broke apart like a piece of chocolate. But I think it's green tea flavored. I don't know. This is probably the most unique dessert I've ever had. I love how this place tries to make like alien Pandoran foods out of regular things. They do a really good job of it. But yeah, that's my first impressions. Really delicious. But I just wanted to try it before it was going to melt. But now I don't think that's molecularly possible the way they made it. So I'm going to just eat the regular dish. So I got a whole forkful of noodles with the charred green onion sauce. Let's see if that sauce is any good. I'm sure it is. It is very delicious, but I also love onions, so maybe I'm biased. That's good.
Thank you for visiting us today. Just a few reminders. Face coverings must fully cover your nose.
Enjoy your adventure at Kilimanjaro Safari. Bienvenidos a Kilimanjaro Safari. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados y mantengan las manos.
To the left, right after the bamboo, there's a couple of grayish colored animals standing up on the hill. That's a greater kudu. Greater kudu get up to about 55 inches tall, just their shoulders alone. On the right-hand side, there's an okapi. Okapis have some very distinctive stripes on their back legs where it almost looks like they're wearing zebra pants. But they're not related to zebras. They're really one of the only known relatives to giraffes. They have a prehensile tongue like giraffes do, so they're able to grasp at things with their tongue, almost for like a finger. And on the left, those rusty orangey colored animals are bongos. The bongo's horns don't really stand straight up, but instead they curve slightly back towards their heads. That makes it easier for them to move through the forest without getting stuck in the trees and bushes. They're very slow, quiet moving animals, and they get the nickname the ghosts of the forest. Come on, John. If you get to see his teeth, their teeth can grow very long, up to about 18 inches long. They also have very strong jaws. They can crush a whole watermelon in their mouth with just a single bite. Whenever they are in the water, they can hold their breath about 6 to 8 minutes at a time, too. And off to the left, you'll see some of those large white birds on the island. Those are pink-backed pelicans. I know at first glance they probably don't really look too pink, but they do turn pink during mating season. And it's not their feathers, it's their skin that will turn the pinkish color, almost like they're blushing. They also do this really weird thing whenever it gets too hot for them outside. The way they're going to cool off their bodies is by sticking their spines out through their mouths. As we continue through the Sabi River up here, we are going to cross over a bridge that can get kind of bumpy, so just make sure everybody's still staying fully and completely seated. There is another hippo out there to the left. But we're going to go ahead and cross over the bridge here in just a second. And again, just make sure everybody's still staying fully seated while we cross this bridge. The big reason why is because out here to the left-hand side, you're going to see some Nile crocodiles. You can tell they are crocodiles, not alligators, because even with their mouths shut, they have a very toothy grin with the fourth tooth sticking all the way out. They are able to weigh as much as about 500 pounds, and they can eat about half their body weight in just one meal. So it does mean that 500-pound crocodile would be able to eat about 250 pounds of the food at one time. But they don't eat all the time. What they'll do instead is they'll have a very large meal like that, and then those crocodiles can even go a couple months before they have to eat again. And though they are, of course, some very dangerous animals, they can be very gentle when it comes to their young. When it's time for their little ones to hatch, they will roll their eggs out in a reserve where we're overlooking the savannah. It's even better with some zebras out there. Let's get closer to them. A group of zebras like we're coming up to is called a dazzle. So this is a dazzle of zebras. They are specifically Hartman's mountain zebras too. There's a few ways to know that. One way is if you look at their bellies, their shirts don't go across their bellies. Most zebras do, but not mountain zebras. They also have very small hooves that make it easier for them to walk up and down mountains. And they have a skin flap that hangs from their neck that's called a dewlap. Those dewlaps help regulate their body temperature so they don't get too hot or too cold as they change altitude in the mountains. Out of all the different types of zebras, only mountain zebras have those dewlaps. Other animals can have them, just not other zebras. Over to the left, there's a few of them kind of along the tree line here. Those are African wild dogs. They're very tannish color, dark brown spots and white spots on them. The African wild dogs do have those unique markings on their fur, and they also can be called African painted dogs. They have some very close-knit packs too. They'll use their close-knit packs to pursue their prey until the prey is just too tired to continue, giving them a higher success rate at hunting than big cats like lions or cheetahs have. They also have, within their close-knit packs, will take care of their sick and their old, even by regurgitating food to make sure everybody has the ability to eat. If you keep looking out to the left, you'll see some dark brown animals, and those are sable antelope. The sable antelope's horns do point backwards, so predators won't attack them from behind. And out to the right, you've probably seen them for a minute now, but those tiny little antelope that look like s'mores on sticks, those are springbok. They're only about 3 feet tall, full grown, so that's as big as they're gonna get. But don't let their size fool you, because they still have some very powerful little legs. So smallest of the antelope species, but they can still jump 6 to 8 feet high. And whenever they do jump, it looks like they're springing spots in their pattern, whereas reticulated giraffes would have very clean, crisp lines around their spots. So pretty easy to remember if you think of it as messy from the side. And the two that are closest to us, kind of rubbing their necks together, are the two males. That's the adult George and the little one, Jabari. He's super cute. I love them a lot. But they're very cool too. There's a few others up here. The little ones were first born at 6 to 8 feet tall, but they're going to continue to grow until they're about 18 to 20 feet tall. So as you can tell, Jabari still has a ways to go before he's as tall as George out there. If you catch a glimpse of any of their tongues too, their tongues are kind of a purplish blue color. That's so they'll get sunburned on their tongues as they eat up at the high points of the trees throughout the day. Their tongues also get up to about 21 inches long. Not only super great for them to reach the leaves up high like that, but they also can lick their own eyeballs. And I think I see a couple elephants out here, so let's keep going to get a better view of them. But before we talk about the elephants, out there to the left, those are mandrills. There's one right out from us on the kind of flat area. Mandrills are the largest monkey, and they're the same type of monkey as Rafiki. So if he looks really familiar, that's why. We're going to keep going to get a better view of those elephants up here now. So the elephants, you might notice them flapping their ears some here and there. They do like to flap their ears like that to help cool off their bodies, just like them fanning themselves, creates an air circulation around their body. We're going to see if we can find any others throughout the area though. While we are still looking for more elephants, they are animals that do have matriarch systems with their herds. So the herds are mostly made up of just the females and the babies. And they'll have one head matriarch that will lead them. The head matriarch of the herd is the memory of the herd. You might see them again out here to the right. I'm not able to stop on the bridge, but I'll kind of go slow so you guys can keep looking at them. So the head matriarch of the herd is going to remember all the good places for them to be, especially when they're traveling. Whether that be for safe food, safe water, or just being in a safe place. But the males, on the other hand, don't stay with the herd. They do break off from it, and then they stay solitary most of their lives. You'll typically find male elephants by themselves. We are going to pass through some red clay pits up here too. While we are, we're going to look for some signs that other elephants are super cute. They make this really cute cooing sound. They were just born in the spring, but they're already growing up really fast and losing some of their fluffiness. It's kind of sad. So here they are. They're all grayish white color. They are a really great way to show people how flamingos don't actually hatch pink, but instead they'll hatch as this grayish white color. Then they're going to gain their pink color as they eat brine shrimp that gives them a beta carotene, and that's what's going to cause them to turn pink. Though they mostly won't turn pink until they're about 2 years old. They're also able to start vocalizing inside their eggs just before they're about to hatch. But up to the left, we got a really good view of a warthog. Warthogs do have warts, just like their name tells you. They're really big padded spots on their faces that provide protection for their face. They're also the largest burrowing mammal. All those burrows throughout the area have been created by them, and they make them with their 2 pairs of tusks. Then they back up into their burrows so their tusks point outwards as another form of protection. And please make sure everybody is still keeping those face coverings fully on. And then as a reminder, there's no eating or drinking in the truck as well. And out to the right, you'll see those white rhinos. So the white rhinos don't really get their name from their color, but it comes from their wide, flat mouths instead. Their name originated from the word white, which is Afrikaans for the word wide, not white. But white sounded like white, and that's how their name stuck around as the white rhinos. They do also have some very poor eyesight. They can only see a few feet in front of them, and their grouping name's very fittingly called a crash. So that's a crash of rhinos. There are some ostrich eggs on the ground out to the right, but there's ostriches on the left. These ostriches, they have about a 9-foot wingspan, so they're sadly a little too heavy to fly, but instead they can run up to about 35 miles per hour. All 3 of them are females. The males would have a very rich black feather color to them, whereas females have a grayish feather color. We're now going to leave the savannah as we make our way into a Nagati Glen.
The safari was super cool. I can't believe I went that long without seeing the animals. My first day, I didn't even really look at any animals. It's like I'm not doing it right. Alright, so I think next we're going to do the Kali River Rapids. That's where I'm headed right now.
Thank you.
Right over here. Number 2.
This one? Yes. Oh, just one.
I'm right back there for you.
Okay.
Is that bracelet? Is that 50 right here? Watch your head, little dog. There you go. All right, friends, like see you guys stay safe, please. Back on me, sir. Keep those face coverings on for me. Have a great day.
So, I am recording for my YouTube channel, but if you want, I can shut it off. Okay.
Keep it going. Can you tag me in it?
Yeah.
Embracing Eclectic.
Sure. Do you mind if I get your info after?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That river rapids. On a cloudy day, it can be so relaxing. You're just sitting there, just being gently carried by the water. You get cooled off by the splashes. It was really nice. I enjoyed it. So that was a lot of fun. Now let's see what we can find to eat at Disney Springs. Hello. Sure.
I'll get to go enjoy.
Thanks.
I take it back and drop it off.
So I placed a mobile order for the Deluxe burger in Disney Springs. That's where I am right now. The last time I was here, like I said, was 3 years ago, 2017, with my best friend. We both went to the Deluxe burger during our trip here. And while there, we were like, wow, these are some good burgers. But they were super greasy, and we felt so nauseous afterwards. So I'll be completely honest, I got 2 barbecue burgers and 1 medium fries. I've been feeling pretty hungry. I feel like I haven't been eating enough for the amount of calories I've been burning. So even if that's too much, I'm planning on taking it back to my room anyway, so I can put the leftovers in the fridge and eat it later. But yeah, so that's the plan anyway.
Right behind you.
Oh, that's what you're pointing at. Thanks. No. You said what?
Garlic ranch or barbecue sauce?
Oh, garlic ranch would be amazing. Yes, please.
What do you say?
I think they made Pop Century the farthest bus because they knew we paid the least for our resorts. Can't believe I forgot to see the animals on my first Animal Kingdom day. But at least I got to see them today. And the river ride was a lot of fun too. I don't know if any of it got on the GoPro because it was so dark in there, but hopefully there's a few clips I can put in there.